Chesapeake Bay gleaming in the distance. We are inside M&T Bank Stadium near the Inner Harbor in Baltimore, Maryland. Today we've got a matchup here in pivotal Week 7 between the Houston Texans and the Baltimore Ravens. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. Wishing he had a mulligan. That's not how you want to start the game.
Not at all, because not only do you give up the penalty and good field position, but it just kills the momentum of your team as you start a game.
Hey, report! Report!
On the counter now, it's Dobbins. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. So that run play nullified by the holding call on the tight end.
Yeah, I just think he needs to get off the ball a lot quicker and get into the block a little bit more effectively. Then he doesn't have to reach and grab and try and hold on.
Jackson now off the bootleg. He's got his man. It's Andrews. A lot of work to get away and outside of the pocket, but no actual yardage there on the catch. It's 2nd down. Well, this defense for the Texans, they really played well a week ago in that win over the Jets.
This defense certainly has a lot to be proud of coming off of last week's game, because when you only give up 14 points in a contest, you give your team a great chance to win. The best defense in the league is usually going to average giving up 18, 19 points a game. So to be under that, a terrific achievement.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Jackson. And his throw is incomplete.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. Off the play fake to Dobbins. Here's Jackson. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Texans are going to take possession of the football.
Well, they certainly weren't afraid to let it fly early, and they hope that'll keep the defense honest and keep the offensive guys excited about getting back out there. They are in attack mode in this game. It did backfire a little bit. Now you're just hoping your defense can keep them off the scoreboard so you're not facing a deficit the next time you run out there.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Play action. Here's Hurts. He's got a man. It's his tight end. That's complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The end result, 21 yards. Good job there to locate his tight end, Charles, in the middle of the field.
Yeah, he has good pass-catching abilities, and if they're able to continue to find him here in the early going, I think it'll help out his teammates out on the perimeter. You can take the big shots later if he occupies their attention.
18, 70 Ranger.
On 1st down, Hurts. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him, because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Hurts. The pass finds Mechie in the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. John Mechie. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Texans are on the board first on the road here in Baltimore. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. Takes it at the 7. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
Lamar Jackson at quarterback. His pass complete to Rashad Bateman. That's a gain of 8. Brings up 3rd and
And the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. Now it's Jackson. And looking for Andrews, but this is intercepted. And they will score a pick 6 for the Texans TD. Well, we went from scoreless to 13-0 in a hurry. First, their offense had the touchdown, and now the defense comes through with one.
You can't get a better 1-2 punch than that. Follow up a touchdown offense by getting one on defense. If they keep that effort up, you'll take the other sideline out of this one very quickly.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll make the score 14-0.
14. Ravens nothing. Kaimi Fairbairn to kick off for Houston.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. Takes it at the 7. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they are back down to 500 following the loss last week. Consistency has been a real issue for them so far.
Brandon, you almost don't know what team is going to show up every week. I mean, there's no consistency with this ball club at all, and if we feel that way, I know it frustrates the coaching staff, and it also has to frustrate the key leaders in the locker room. They got to figure out how to get coordinated.
First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
They go play action with Jackson. Dancing to his left. And he rifles one incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Now Jackson. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
The Texans here on 3rd down, putting an extra defender in the secondary. Jackson will throw again. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th. 4th down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And well done here. That one will kick out of bounds at about the 8-yard line. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They've got things going their way early. 14-0 lead and the football. 1st and 10. This ball caught by Mechie. And he'll be out of bounds near the 30. In fact, right on the 30. A good pickup there at 22.
And they were backed up to start the drive, but not anymore. Now, that's the play call that the offensive coordinator had in his head. You saw the end result. He wanted to go ahead and push the ball downfield, and that's what they did. And they wound up with good yardage there to get things rolling.
They go play action with Hurts on the move to his left. And just not enough on the throw there, down around his feet and incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing is Hurts. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. It's his first catch, and it'll be good for 15 and a 1st down.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
18, pioneer.
In motion left goes Cooks. They'll throw on 1st down with Hurts. He dumps it to Eckler underneath. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make him make someone miss in the open field.
On 2nd and inches, Hurts. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a 1st?
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Hey, check that. Street.
Hurts. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive. The center receiver in motion to the right. On 3rd down, here's Eckler. And they're going to drop him well shy of the 1st as he can only make it to the 11. Cooks will come in motion right. They'll send a receiver in motion left. That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. So 4th down coming up. John Harbaugh sent on the field goal unit. This a 33-yard attempt. And this one is right through, and that will extend their lead even further. So 3 points there, and they continue to build this first half lead.
Yeah, every little bit helps, and the more that you can put together drives and start controlling the tempo, controlling possession, finishing with points, the better off you're going to be.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the 2nd quarter, but you're down.
Want to.
But no, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think
Yeah.
you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
The Ravens on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 10. Now it's Jackson. That's complete. It's Devin Duvernay. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll be 4th down.
Now that's going to be a tough one to explain when they get together and watch the game film, isn't it? I mean, they had the right call, had the out route, He's got to know where the first down sticks are, yet he steps out of bounds that close. Not their best play.
Out now is the punter, Jordan Stout. And maybe some indecision on getting the punt team out there, and they're going to get a delay. So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. Here's Jordan Stout now. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this punt sails over the sideline, and the spot, it looks to be right at the 25-yard line. Here's Eckler to begin the drive. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
On the ball.
This is a counter play. Eckler. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers. And they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
19 Lions.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts being chased out left. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Hurts sets up to throw it. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
This defense could use some more of these types of plays. How about him reading it, driving on the football, and he's right there for the pass breakup.
10 yards to go.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Mustang 19, Panther 11, Panther 11.
Here's Hurts to throw. Going up top. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. And that looked almost to be a case of, a quarterback saying, hey, I'm going to throw this as far as I can and hope you run under it. Mission accomplished. Point after, right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. Out of the end zone comes Johnson. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And they are not going to to catch him. He's in. Touchdown, Ravens.
That was a special return, and it happened because he's a special returner. He has to have that approval from his special teams coach's head coach to bring it out of the end zone.
But let's be honest, a lot of times when they bring it out of the end zone like he did there, they don't have approval. I mean, I think a lot of times they do, but correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes it's just a guy getting a feel, right?
You're exactly right. What's the old adage? Sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules. And if you do, you're taking on some responsibility. But he was happy to do so there.
Jackson here, he's going to look to throw. And they're going to get the two-point conversion, caught in the end zone, and that cuts the lead a bit further. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They have to be pleased with the way that they moved the football thus far.
And why wouldn't they be? 2 touchdowns on a field goal in their first 3 possessions. They're playing so well right now, the field goal probably feels like a disappointment.
Give them 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give them a first down. I don't know what this says about me, but I love successful runs up the middle when the blocking is so well executed like that.
And it doesn't matter whether it's zone blocking, whether it's a power scheme. When you have a blocker on a defender and then the running back can read it, find the proper hole, and just go, sometimes a thing of beauty.
First down, and they stick with Eckler. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Hurts. He gets this one to Mechie. It'll go as a gain of 4. And now 2 yards to go on 3rd down. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 43 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
That's about what you would expect since they're so efficient on picking up 3rd downs in the top 5 in the NFL. It's all a mindset, and I guarantee you it started in the offseason. 3rd down's important to them. They find a way to pick them up at a very good clip.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
Let's go now. Trap 50. Riggs.
From the gun, it's Hurts. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Now then after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. They'll look to throw here. He's going to let this one go deep. He's got a man. Complete. Touchdown, Houston. A big play there. 61 yards. And the Texans continue to pull away here in this first half. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. Fields it right around the goal line. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
From the 25, here's 2nd and 6.
To throw is Jackson. And he slings one that's incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They give him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Throwing is Jackson. A good decision in the end to pull it and run, get some 9 yards and a first. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Jackson. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted.
And the Texans are going to take possession of the football. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
Running on 1st down, Eckler. Oh, nice move. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. It's Eckler again. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Cooks will come in motion right. From the 16, Hurts. He'll get this out wide to Eckler. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And 3rd and 1 now.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
19 tight, 19 tight. 18 rather, 18 rather.
And they'll send the slot in motion left. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. A great effort there in the final seconds of the first half.
And the Texans would extend their lead here just before halftime.
Extra point right down the middle. And a rout is on here in this first half.
So not much time to work with here. 9 seconds remain in the half as this one is away. From just inside the 20, a short kick.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
And with 7 seconds remaining, not much time to really do anything.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously, one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those two elements together.
And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. It's the Texans in front, and they're going to get the football first as we are back underway in the third quarter.
This fielded right at the goal line.
Oh, a good-looking return set up here.
And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
The first half definitely went their way, and this would seem to be a great opportunity to kind of put this game a little closer out of reach with a score here.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful opportunity for them, because if they can add 7 more to their lead before the other guys even see the football, that could be the decisive blow in this game. I think that's how they're eyeing it. That's how they're approaching it.
It seemed like he kept going through those progressions, and I thought he might dump that underneath, but he couldn't get rid of the football in time.
And I have to wonder if he was thinking while he was back there, I wish there were a lot less progressions on this play, just someone that I can dump the ball to and get it out of my hands.
Another try after the first down sack. Hurts. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
And this drive is almost over before it began, thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on first down, followed by an incompletion, one more good rep, and they get off the field.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
70 Rangers, 70 Rangers.
They'll set up to throw. He stiff arms him. It'll be a pickup of 16, but they'll remain short of the marker, and it's fourth down.
Receivers love having the reputation of being go-to guys on third down, and he was fighting like he really wanted to have that reputation, didn't he? I mean, he came very close to making that a first down.
Broke the one tackle, but couldn't spring himself free. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And they'll let this one go right on the outskirts of the 10. They'll down it at the 11-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. Let's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for third.
Well, the pressure just couldn't get to him that time. They forced him out to his right, but he held his poise, surveyed the field, didn't find anything he liked, and then took off and picked up a nice gain.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Here's Jackson to throw. And he's got his tight end. That's Andrews. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
Well, a lot of times when you get a magical third down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the first down.
Jackson on first down. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 49-yard line. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. And down to the 44, 5 yards that time. Well, this defense, they've got the 4-score advantage, and you can see why they continue to bottle up the run game, and really they've just been sharp in all facets here in this one, CD.
Yeah, they've kept that offense in check the entire game, and I think it's been led by what you just talked about, that defensive front, which has now allowed them to run the football and establish control of the line of scrimmage.
And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 34-yard line.
That is definitely what we call on defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
We're in Baltimore, 3rd quarter action, 2nd and 10. Jackson from the shotgun. He's got his receiver, Cooper. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 15-yard line. 19 yards the pickup there. Move the chains. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Flushed out right. Looking for and finding Amari Cooper again. And in for the Ravens touchdown. Amari Cooper, a 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Ravens get a bit closer. Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. Now that shaves a bit off the lead. It's now a 23-point game. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down.
7 Pirates! 7 Pirates! Ready.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. This is caught. It's Cooks. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Another big gain or two in succession as this one goes for 32.
Frankly, I don't know that this defense knows what to do anymore. Just look at their body language out there. The passing game has absolutely been relentless throughout.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Throwing is Hurts. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. This is caught. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. A good pickup there at 22.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taken them no time at all to get down here. And now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. Jalen Hurts keeping it himself from a yard out. And the Texans will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting?
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Jalen Petrie picks it off, and the Texans are going to take possession of the football. But to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game, but that's something right there. Still in the 3rd quarter, it would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day, but they're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
And he's brought down.
A good run there off right tackle in an old-school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009-2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
He'll look to throw.
That's into a crowd and intercepted.
He's at the 50, the 30, 10, and he will bring this back. It's a pick six and a Raven touchdown. Well, dare I say it, it's kind of quid pro quo. Both defenses now with an interception return for a touchdown.
Your vocabulary, sir. Well done.
Carlson on for the PAT. Now that shaves a bit off the lead. It's now a 23-point game. And they will not have time to get another play in. Carlson now to kick this one away. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And that pick six a moment ago doesn't change things too much. They still seem pretty comfortable with a three-possession fourth-quarter lead. And the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit, too.
The slot man in motion right. On 2nd and 10. Hurts. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired. Well, he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest gain we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like a sure win for the defense.
Open man is Mechie, and he's got him. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. A really nice gain of 25 yards. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
He dumps it to Eckler underneath. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out in the backfield, out in some open space. The linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And the Ravens will take over possession here up at the 44. Well, that interception at least offers them a glimmer of hope here in the fourth quarter.
It certainly does if their offense goes out now and makes it pay off by getting into the end zone. And if it does, then they get a chance to get back out on the field and try and do it again. Maybe they can force that offense into more and more mistakes and give them a chance to get back into this one totally.
And still a 3-score hill to climb. We'll see if
this is caught inside the 15. It's a big play there for Baltimore. 44 yards.
At this stage, there's nothing left to do but to keep firing. And if you're a play caller, you may go off your sheet and use some things maybe you hadn't planned to in this game. Maybe that was one of them there that worked.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins.
And he's going to work this one down to about the 5. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
Now Dobbins again on 2nd down.
And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. So a decent deficit at this stage in the second half. 4-down territory?
No doubt about it. There's not a chance that he hasn't looked ahead and said, okay, if we gain yardage on this play, this is what we'll do going forward. If we lose yardage, this is the play call that I'll have ready.
Jackson now off the bootleg. And it's caught. Touchdown. Mark Andrews. A 5-yard touchdown.
And the Ravens are able to cut into that deficit. Well, it seemed like they were so focused elsewhere, they forgot about the tight end spot, and he's the one that burns them there to make this a 3-score game here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
I think there might be a little bit of defensive fatigue from those guys on that side of the ball, partner, because they've been spending their time trying to stop them from all angles. This time, the tight end gets them.
And he's going to be hit and taken down in the backfield. Just nowhere to run that time. And the try for 2 is snuffed out. So the defense gets the stop. I know it's situation to situation, but who has more pressure there, offense or defense, when they go for 2?
I truly believe it's the defense has more pressure because the offense has an entire playbook wide open from the 2-yard line. You can run it, you can throw it. So defensively, I think most teams are going to be aggressive and force the issue and try and bring pressure.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Certainly no reason to panic. They've got the 3-score lead, but the turnover last time, the interception that led to a touchdown, you'd have to think they might not be dialing that up again.
Yeah, probably not. They're still in fantastic shape, though, so I would imagine before he tried it out here for this series, head coach probably just leaned over to him and was like, listen, we're wearing these color shirts. Throw it to those guys, not the others. Try to make a joke out of it and just let them go out there with a little bit more confidence.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts.
That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on third down. So instead of giving them another third down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
They'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. So this punt sails out of bounds across midfield. Now the question, they're going to spot it right at the 40, the 40-yard line. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at the 40. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Jackson. Flush to his right. Now he's going to let it go deep right sideline. And this one is incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
The Ravens on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 10. From the gun, Jackson. And my goodness, another interception.
And the Texans are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50.
I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his second interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go.
19 tight, 19 tight. Read alert, read alert.
Play action. Here's Hurts.
Throwing left side, it's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
No let up in this passing game. They've been a well-oiled machine throughout. And I actually saw a few guys on the sidelines at the end of the third quarter doing the old hold up 4 fingers college sign, meaning the fourth quarter is ours. And they certainly weren't kidding.
And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. They'll send the tight end in motion.
70 Rangers, 70. Oh, 7 Pirates, 7 Pirates. 18, Pioneers.
Hurts. He'll get this to Eckler. Touchdown, Texans. Austin Eckler with career touchdown number 75. And the Texans are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this fourth quarter lead.
No going for 2. They'll kick the point after.
And the lead is now 24.
Makes the score Texans 52, Ravens 28.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
From the 6. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
But defensively, you look at the numbers. Another incomplete pass that we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball.
Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak of 5 straight games without a 200-yard game. And that was a big talk, both in his town and amongst his team. How do we get the passing game going? So big credit to them, holding them under 200 today.
Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. Well, at this stage of the game in the second half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen if they had any chance of winning this game.
And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone.
That puts him in excellent position, 1st and goal after a gain of 19.
First play of the drive, a first down run. Well, that sets you up for whichever way you want to go. Do you come right back and run the football again because you've got them on their heels? Or do you play chess match with them, break tendency, and go play action and go for the big shot?
They'll come out in the pistol. Now they send a man in motion right.
And they'll try the option on 1st and goal.
And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
Kept it in his hands and tried to push it across the goal line himself, but the defensive front wouldn't allow him to do so. Bringing up 2nd down and a bit farther.
Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal. Now they bring a receiver in motion right. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Well, they've gotten it down to the 3, but now this is 3rd and goal.
Buffalo 18.
Here's Hurts to throw.
To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, 4th quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And it's picked up by the Ravens. Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. The 40. 20. 10. And this is going to be brought back for a Baltimore touchdown. So hold the phone here, Charles. I've kind of written them off, but after that touchdown, certainly a long way still to go, but stranger things have happened.
Well, when you're going to have big second-half comebacks, plays like that have to be involved.
The defense more than did its job. Now the offense is summoned onto the field as they'll go for 2. After the fumble recovery, it's Jackson. And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is. So despite the huge deficit, they're going to keep fighting. Here comes the onside kick. And this will be recovered by the Texans. So victory appears to be in sight. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Looking left side, and it's complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A very solid gain of 27.
Offensively, another big chunk of yardage, Charles, but defensively, they had all this talk about trying to limit explosive plays. They have not been able to do that.
They discussed it all week, but they haven't been able to execute it at all, haven't been able to find a way to slow down this offense. They're seeking answers and not coming up with any.
Now it looks like he'll throw here. And it'll be intercepted.
Picked off by Odafe-Oweh.
And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, they're not making it easy on themselves here down the stretch. 2 picks now in the 4th quarter trying to hang on to that lead.
Talk about keeping someone in the game. Instead of being able to shut the door, it's still cracked open because they can come back on you now. The only people who are really happy about those picks, any fantasy team that has this defense.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were.
And now here is another interception.
And the Texans come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball.